This year, Yeezy brand has been going hard, man. Like this year they've dropped so many new sneaker models like the 450, those two boots that dropped, the basketball sneaker, and others. Even in the world of the Yeezy 350, we've had a lot of changes with the monopack material and of course the swirl effect that's on the MX version. But today is a whole new sneaker and we gotta figure out whether it's any good. So let's do it. Let's break them open. Let's break them down. Today we're taking a look at the Yeezy 350 V2 Compact Slate Blue. Okay guys, we got a brand new box, kind of a hybrid box of like the Yeezy 450 and a regular Yeezy 350 box. As you can see, it says 350 on the top, and on the side instead of boost it says knit. Now the shape is really what's different here. It's almost a bit more squarish, so a lot more compact and smaller than a regular 350 box. You can see on the side it says Yeezy 350 Compact, made by Adidas. So let's slide them open and take a look at today's squished pair of sneakers, but it is the Yeezy 350 V2 Compact Slate Blue. I gotta say, straight out of the box, the name of this is very accurate, being compact, and this definitely having a more compact profile. Like very similarly to the Yeezy 450, how they came all squished down, well these kind of come the same, just flattened down. You kind of look like you got a sock on top of a midsole. Man, I gotta say, I've been waiting to get these in hand for a very long time. It's just been super hard to get early sneakers over this month because of shipping delays. I actually did have this coming as an early pair, it just took ages to arrive to me. Anyway, this is a Yeezy 350, right? It's pretty much the exact same thing. However, it's also at the same time a completely different thing. It's almost like Yeezy brand doesn't want to make a V3 of the 350 silhouette. Like they keep changing up the V2 to the point where it's literally a different sneaker, but they just don't want to change the name. I feel like they'll do a million minor changes on the V2 before we ever see a V3. So let's talk release details, because that's part of the reason why these were so difficult for me to get my hands on. Well, they dropped earlier this month, and of course, as a new Yeezy silhouette, these were a US exclusive. They were also incredibly limited, and there wasn't that many pairs that actually got sold. Now, I do believe in the future we will see a lot more different colorways, or maybe even this exact colorway have a wider release. It's almost very similar to the Yeezy Knit Basketball that kind of had a Yeezysupply shock drop, and then now has a wider release on the Adidas Confirmed app worldwide. And that's not the only thing that this sneaker shares in common with the Yeezy Knit Basketball, but of course we'll quickly get into the retail price, which is sitting right the same at $220. So I guess before we see if these are practically better, like how do they feel and how do they function as a pair of shoes in comparison to a regular Yeezy 350, let's just look at them at face value. How do these look? Well, for starters, like I said, they are a compact shoe, so they do have a very small profile. They kind of just slip on your foot and again look very slender and very somewhat 350-ish. I guess if you've ever had the Yeezy 450, I guess it's a little bit more similar to that in terms of it just hugs your foot and looks like a very small pair of shoes when you're wearing them. Midsole is something you won't find completely different at all. In fact, it's the exact same midsole that you find on a regular pair of 350s. It's nice and soft and kind of malleable, and of course has full length boost. It comes in a kind of darker brown, or I guess gum colorway, which I think would look a little bit better if it was blacked out, but again, I'm not too mad. Now the upper is where things obviously get a lot more interesting. Like, I guess this is a very similar upper to, again, the Yeezy 450 in terms of this kind of sock-like design for the ankle area, area. It also has the same lacing system with a kind of just raised little hooks that the laces go in and out of, and of course this one comes with the infinity looped lacing system. Now this knit that Adidas has designed for this sneaker is really complex, and I feel like it's got a lot of thought behind it. Just the way that it looks is incredibly complex, with a lot of textured areas, raised knit, so it doesn't just look incredibly cool, but it also feels really cool at the same time. But from a practical aspect, they have made this stretchy in all of the best places. Like, they've really engineered this knit to be like incredibly comfortable. So you'll see by the ankle area, this is incredibly stretchy. Around towards the side of the sneaker, it's incredibly stretchy. Now something that's also really interesting, which I never knew I needed, but the padding that's underneath the laces is incredible. Like, it's almost like a memory foam type of material or some kind of pillow effect, but when your foot's in this and you feel that padding on the top of your foot, it feels incredible. Now the toe box is a place that isn't very stretchy, which I think is a good thing. As you're walking in it, you don't really want the toe box to be too stretchy, as your toes move around a lot and it could create a hole or just a little bit of a slippery sensation when you're walking around. So these do hug your foot nice and tight, but they also have a lot of room to move around, especially in combo with that boost midsole. Now as far as I'm aware, or at least in the package I got, there is no extra laces, so you're stuck with this infinity unless you wanted to cut it off and replace it yourself. So how do these feel on foot? Well, let me start off by obviously saying how comfortable the Yeezy 350 V2 is, the regular one, right? Well, this one is like double that. This is definitely the new most comfortable pair of Yeezy 350s. You just feel like you're in a sock. It's super nice and movable and comfortable and padded on the upper, and then of course you've got the boost cushioning. So this is an incredibly comfortable pair of sneakers. I guess the best way to look at it is in terms of sizing, like these are still pretty much the same as the regular Yeezy 350s, but because the knit is so much more stretchy, there's a lot more room for error there. So I would say you could get away with your true to size on these Yeezy 350 compacts, but at the same time, if you did go with a regular 350 size, which is a half size up, I feel like you'd be fine as well. Another interesting detail is the brand new Yeezy logo that is on the insole. Now, when I say insole, I don't mean actual insole, because these don't actually even come with insoles. You literally have a fabric material between you and the boost. No longer do you have a removable insole, it's just all part of this sneaker. But yeah, I believe this is probably the most comfortable pair of Yeezys that I've ever worn, or one of the most comfortable sneakers I've ever worn for that matter. But listen guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the Yeezy 350 Compact Slate Blue. Glad I got them in hand. A very interesting silhouette with a lot going on, even though it's a pretty simple design. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on this pair of sneakers. Is it a big enough change for you to be interested in the Yeezy 350s? Let me know down in the comment section. But again, thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. Catch you guys in the next one. But until then,